Hello, welcome back. This is the third step in our activity where we're creating a basic GUI program to calculate the volume of a cylinder, part 2, because part 1 was running a little long. Okay, and just to remind you where we kind of left off, we got our program running. We could put in a radius like 3, and I could hit 3, 4, and I could hit calculate, and it sure enough takes those two values, clears the entry widget boxes, and then generates the value, which it prints to the screen. Now we're going to figure out how to actually put it in the output box. I just want to take a moment and say this is a really important point. You could go back to your client, or it's really important, maybe you asked your client, if you were making this for someone, what size font do you want? What color font do you want? These are really important questions because the size and the color might change depending on who your client is and who the user are, or the users are. Okay, let's clear this screen. Let's jump back into it. All right, so how do we do this? Well, what I do essentially is, let me get rid of that print. I'll leave that, actually, I'm going to leave it there, just so we can see it. Well, we're going to put the information in the output box. And before I can do anything in the output box, I need to change the state. Because if you remember, we set the state of the box down here. We set the state, I'll find it, there it is, state disabled. Well, we want to be able to print in it. So we have to say output.config, and we're going to set the state to normal. And let's just do this for a second. Let's just do output.insert tk.end, and we're going to say, what do we want to input in there? Let's print text. I don't know why it took me so long to think of that. Let's just save this and let's see what happens. Okay, so I come back here, I give this a run. Here's my program. I can't type in the box, can't click in it. I put in 3, I put in 4, I hit calculate, runs. Ooh, I get the text. But look at this. Uh-oh, I can now type in there, which is not good. So what do we have to do? Well, we have to set the state to normal, insert the text, and then set the state back to disabled. So what happens is the computer, lightning fast, will basically allow the box to be edited, put the text in the box that we want, and then turn off the editing feature again. So if I save this now, and I give it a run, you'll notice now I can't type in there. I put in 3, I put in 4, I hit calculate, and I get text, and I can't type in there. But if I hit calculate again, oh, those are errors because I'm not putting 3 and 4. 3 and 4, calculate, text, 4 and 3, or 4 and 2, calculate, and look what's happening. I'm getting text over and over again. So what I want to do is every time I hit calculate, I want to delete the information in the box before I put the new text in. So I come down here, and so I'm going to say output.delete, and I'm going to pass it, the way delete works is you pass it a string, which is a number, and the way the number works is the first number represents the line, so I'm going to delete from line 1, dot, and the second number represents the character, so from line 1, character 0. So basically from the top left-hand corner, and then I want to delete all the way to the end of that box. So basically this is how you delete everything. So if I save this, and I give this a run, I drag this over here, and I say 3, and I say 4, 34 and 4, I get text, I put a number 2, and I put a number 3, and I hit calculate. Notice it gets deleted and then puts the text in again. Okay, let's clear this up. So what do we want our text to be? Well, one of the things I like to do is I like to build a string and then put the string in. Sometimes people will just write the long string inside the parameter. I'm going to use something called string construction. String construction just means building a string in a variable and then actually taking that string and then using it in some other way. So I'm going to paste in what I do, and then I'll break it down for you, because it's a little longer. Let's give it a little more space here. get it all in here? Maybe. Let's just see. Almost. So, what do I do here? Let me just run it, and then you'll see. So I save this, come back to here. And now if I put in 3 and 4, and by now you should know the volume of this. Oh, I get text. Why is that? Oh, because I built this string result there, and now I have to pass it in. There we go. Okay, let's go back. So let's get rid of that. Let's pull our terminal back up. I'm going to put in, oops. I'm going to put in 3 and 4. I'm going to calculate, and I get that. So let's break this down and see if we can understand what I've done here. So let's get both of these up at the same time. All right, so what have we done? So you'll notice that there's a couple spaces at the top, and that is, let's actually do this nicely so we can see. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. So the \n is a new line, \n is a new line, \t is a tab. So it goes new line, so that's like pressing enter, enter, and then tabs it over. It puts r, and then does a tab. It puts an equal, and then I have to cast r back to a string, and then I put the word units, and then I make a new line, so that's like pressing enter. I tab it over, so I get the h right under the r. I tab it over, so I get the equal signs aligned, and I put the h value, and I say units, and then I get \n, new line, \t, tab it over, so volume's underneath, \t, so they're all lined up, and then I get the volume. Notice again, I'm casting it back to a string, and then I use this escape code to do a power of 3, and that's it. So if I put in a new radius, 1, and height 6, and calculate, I get the new value. And so now we have a minimal viable product here. We have a really simple program that allows us to enter some values and calculate the volume of a cylinder. What we don't have is a product that's really robust in its design. You know, if I put in, say, strings instead of numeric values, it doesn't save the information. There's a lot of things we can do to make this a better program. And in our last video, we're going to add a few features to it to kind of make it a little better. I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.